What's up, folks? Today I want to talk about the finale of all relationships, as though it should be. I'm going to talk about marriage today. Now, before I even dive into talking about what I have to talk about when it comes to marriage, I'm going to just say this. I've never been married. I've never been married. Um, this is merely my point of view with how I see things with my mind, my common sense, my understanding, and seeing with a lot of my friends, acquaintances, and family and society has gone through when it comes to marriage. All right, so this is just purely, it's mainly my opinion, but at the same time, some of the things I'm gonna say is facts. Okay, so I'm gonna dive right into it. Um, Marriage, and another disclaimer too. I'm not here to shit on anybody's marriage. I'm not shitting on marriage, period. I'm not shitting on nobody's relationship. This is merely my point of view regarding marriage right now in this era we live in. And that's it. So, whatever I say, take it however you want to. Come to an understanding like I have, or you can get hurt, or you can just work on your marriage and don't even mind what the fuck I gotta say. Marriage. It's not for everyone. Okay? It is not for everyone. All right? Especially for those who've been married multiple times. I feel like if you've been married like 2 or 3 times, you shouldn't even bother. I think after one time, you should learn your lesson. You should kind of learn, you know, make that a learning experience. Why did the marriage end? Why were you divorced? Why did you divorce? Okay. I think after a second time, I really don't think anybody should get married anymore. At that point, it's like, it didn't work once or twice. Why do it again? Marriage can be a burden financially. Okay, when it comes to divorcing, um, and then when there's kids involved, it becomes that much more involved financially, mentally, and physically, and emotionally. Um, Nothing is in it for the man. Let's keep it real. The only, I guess, positive thing, I guess you could say, for the man is that you are a husband. You have that title of being a woman's husband or a man. Um, your husband, you know, you're head of household, I guess you could say. Um, I just don't see the benefit for the man, and you know, a- anybody can deep dive and Google or whatever, do whatever you want to do, but there's no true benefit in it for the man like it is for the woman. A woman, which most times women are the ones who, they're the ones who want the divorce. Okay, as far as what I've seen, I rarely hear guys talking about, oh, I'm going to divorce my wife. It rarely happens. It's usually the woman, as far as what I see. And it's like sometimes the man is doing his thing. I've seen my friends doing the thing, doing what they got to do, being a good husband and trying, and for some reason it just doesn't work out. Nah, it's not for some reason. Sometimes it's just the woman wants somebody else. She wants to climb onto another man. She wants to be in another relationship. She wants another experience. Sometimes things also run their course. You know what I'm saying? And they're just not the same anymore. You know. Excuse me, folks. But it's the way I see it, women initiate divorce most of the time. And what comes with that is this: when there's kids involved too, the man gets fucked financially, whether people realize it or not. I'm sure a lot of us do nowadays. The man gets fucked financially. You know, um, the fees, the attorney fees, divorce fees, and then the alimony, and then the child support, and then everything else in between. The man gets fucked. Okay, I don't ever hear women going through that type of shit. They get well off. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not bashing women. All right, so if people think I'm bashing women when I'm talking about this, I'm not. I'm just talking about the mere simple fact what marriage usually is, or divorcing usually how it is. And I've seen it before. And I'm sure people can fucking agree with what I'm saying. Being that there's a lot of people out there that are divorced. I have plenty of people, you know, that I know or that I'm friends with, or that's family that have been divorced or that divorced somebody. Um, and being that the man gets fucked financially, I think marriage become has turned from becoming a family tradition, bond, to more of a business. Um, and that's just what it seems like. The fact that the man, and we see it all the time. This whole thing with Dr. Dre, he's getting. I mean, yeah, he's well off. Dude's a billionaire, but he's one example how he has to pay his ex-wife fucking like 3.5 million a year for the rest of his life, or at least until she get remarries or something like that. And it's like, damn, that sucks. That really sucks. You know. And I mean, to kind of condense this a little bit, the era and the time period we live in now, a lot of us men are waiting longer to get married, and some of us are even putting marriage off completely. And you can't hate on both, especially women. Y'all can't hate on men who are doing that. Um, you know, and call it what you will. If it's selfish, hey, we gotta, as I talked before, us men, we gotta lay our foundation. We gotta do what we have to do to live the life we want to live. If it means putting off marriage or not getting married completely to save our ass and not get raped one day, um, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us men are just putting off marriage later in life, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's also nothing wrong with having a companion, or just a plain significant other without getting married. A part of me has never understood the concept of the whole marriage legality. The whole signing a document, signing your name, and putting a ring. I never really understood it, to be honest. And I'm not saying that one day I don't want to get married. I'm not saying I'm for or against marriage. It's just shit has got to change. Laws have to change, and rules have to change when it comes to marriage. For men's sake, because I'm a man, and if I want to get married one day, I'm not trying to looking to get raped financially. When it comes to this, it's not right. It ain't right. So, if men are putting off marriage and or don't want to get married, I understand, fellas. It is what it is. We live in a different time period, different world. For people who are older, this ain't 1960, 1950 anymore. 2021 to the 2020 to 2010s and all that shit, the game has changed. It is now a game, it's now a business for the most part. Now, again, going back to what I said earlier, I'm not shitting on nobody's marriage. I hope whoever's getting married soon, or whoever just been recently married, or whoever who has been married for the longest, I hope it maintains and stays strong for you. If shit hits the fan, I mean, I say work it out, go to counseling or something, do what you got to do to make it work with each other. But for the most part, and especially in this country where divorce rates are high as the sky, as a whole, a lot of marriages will fail unless shit really changes and people fucking, and it starts with individuals too. If men fuck up, we gotta realize and take accountability for our actions, be responsible, and own up to what the fuck we did. And if our marriage is on the verge of divorce, we gotta try our hardest to make it work. Counseling, talking, and cutting out whatever has bombarded its way into our relationships. But if it's the woman's fault, she's got to be able to do the same thing. You can't just go skating through life, getting married to men, and then fucking copping a bag off of them, by marrying this man, divorcing, getting his money, getting half of his shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, and without a prenup, that's what happens. Men get taken for all their shit or half their shit. You know, and it's just not right. It's just not right. But shit's got to change. Marriage is not what it used to be. You know, and for everybody pushing marriage and pressuring people to get married and this and that, men especially have to look at the larger scope and realize, is this really for me? Do I really want to get married to this woman for the rest of my life? Do I really want to commit long term? Do I really want to sacrifice where I'm at in life to, you know, fulfill this woman and our relationship? And fulfill this woman's outlook for me. Her expectations of me. Because a lot of times that's what happens too. Marriage is like, you're filling in major voids. If you can commit and put a ring on this woman's finger, oh man, you the shit. She'll love you forever. When in reality, there's so much more to it. You know what I'm saying? There's so much more to it than just putting a ring on somebody's finger. You got to know what buttons to press. You got to know where she's at, who she is, and it takes a long time to feel that shit out. I see people. I've seen people get married or engaged to somebody within a few months. And there are those rare moments where, love at first sight and this and that, and, you could tell that that's the one. But there's times where you're marrying way too early. You don't fucking know this woman or this man. You know what I'm saying? And, it's like you're committing to each other. And, more than likely, that's just going to not last, but 5 years or less. There's plenty of people who've been married less than a year before they call it quits. Because why? More than likely, they didn't get a chance to get to know each other fully and feel each other out. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, that's just my take on marriage. Again, I'm not shitting on nobody's marriage. I'm not shitting on relationships or marriage at all. That's just my point of view, my take, and my understanding. Shit's got to change before we see mass marriages last long term and people marrying left and right, being committed, men getting down on one knee left and right, you know what I'm saying? And, really knowing that woman that you're committing to. And that's really all I got. So fellas, if you plan on getting married, if you're putting off marriage or don't want to get married at all, I understand. And a lot more people need to understand why men do that.